All right, Trader's Mindset. Question of the day. What's the most important factor of being a successful trader? What's the most important factor of being a successful trader? Well, this might be the hardest possible question possible to answer, but I'm going to give you my best shot here this afternoon. Obviously, you need to have a strategy that provides a statistical edge over the opposite side of the market, as well as the mindset that enables you to follow the rules of that strategy, right? So you got to have a strategy and you got to have the mindset, right, to follow the rules of that strategy. Outside of that strategy, though, I think the most important thing people miss is that you need to improve yourself to the point where you can actually handle the success that you're trying to achieve. You know, we've all heard stories about these lottery winners going bankrupt, right? Or how difficult it is for a family business to stay open for more than a few generations. You know, it's pretty simple, right? If you want to earn $100,000 a year or $1 million or $10 million a year, you need to be the person who has the skills to make it, but then keep it. You know, money's a funny thing. If you don't really earn it, you probably won't be able to keep it very long. You know, that old saying comes to mind, you know, easy come, easy go. So the most important aspect, I think, of success is becoming someone who will actually handle that success. In other words, you need to improve yourself before you can ever achieve the success you've been dreaming about. So the most effective way to improve yourself, I think, at least personally, is with goal setting. I know this sounds a little cliche, and it might be, but I think it really works. My best advice would be to start using specific goals to make the changes you want to see, so you can become the person you want to be, so you can earn the income you want to earn. Now, I want to be very honest, right? Let's be very clear on this. Human beings were designed to be many, many great things, right? We are great creatures with our opposable thumbs and our ability to reason, but I'll tell you right now, trading is not one of those things, right? As human beings, we make systematic mistakes in judgment, right? Consistently, we make the wrong decisions when it comes to judgment, right? Especially when there's money on the line. We have a hard time following simple rules consistently for a few minutes at a time without distraction. And we constantly make impulsive decisions, right, based on emotions, right? So human beings are horrible, horrible traders. We make horrible traders, right? So if we want to be successful, we need to change a couple things about ourselves. One, we have to change our personalities, or maybe not change, but we got to kind of, sand down the rough edges of our personality. Second, we need to develop new skills to being a day trader. Now, I'm not going to go into specific details of what those changes will be, right, or what those specific changes are, right, but here's a good roadmap, I think, that worked for me, and I think it'll probably work for you as well. First, write down everything you want to change about your personality and everything you need to improve regarding your skills. This is important. Be as critical as possible. Don't hold anything back. Hold yourself accountable or ask someone to be your accountability partner. I'm going to talk more about that in a moment. So be as critical as you can, right? As an example, the personality problem would be, let's think. A personality problem. When I was a young trader, I had a horrible habit of letting my temper get the best of me. In fact, it affected everything around me, especially my trading, and I knew that I had to make a change or it would kill my career, it would kill my relationships. You get the point, right? I was one of those guys, by the way, who would throw a keyboard across the room after a losing trade. I hated that personality, that part of my personality, and I knew that I needed to solve it. You know, as it turns out, though, to be very honest, it wasn't actually my temper that was the issue. I was really just overtired. I was overworking myself. Too many hours at my desk every day. I didn't take enough time for myself every day, you know, having fun, spending time with family and friends, right? And that ended up boiling over, right, into a breaking point in my personality. For me, that was one of my first things I wanted to change about my personality. And that will hopefully give you kind of something to run with, right, for your personality changes as well. Now, when it comes to developing new skills, when I was learning to trade, I didn't know how to read a chart properly. I knew how to look at indicators, right? I knew how to use all the fancy indicators, but I didn't actually know how to see or use the candlesticks instead of the indicators. Does that make sense? Now, one of the first problems was that I didn't truly understand how the price action on the chart actually works, so I needed to change that. Okay, so let's recap. Let's recap for a second. Step one, write down everything you want to change, right? It should be pretty easy if you're anything like me. You shouldn't have any problem finding things you want to make changes about yourself. Now, step number two is to take that list and now set some specific goals to solve those problems. The key here, guys, is to make your goals very specific so you know when you've achieved them. One big mistake that I remember early in my career was I wanted to make a lot of money, right? Or I wanted to make $10,000 this month. That goal is nice, but it's not specific enough. The goal needs to be what it takes to earn that money, not the money itself. Does that make sense? Right? So the goal is not I want to make a lot of money. The goal is I want to do this, 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 and this, which will allow me to make a lot of money. Now, of course, for my personality changes, right, my goal was to invest time away from the computer, get enough sleep, don't drink so much darn coffee every day, right? Spend time with my wife, spend time outdoors, right? Those goals, right? Those goals will help change and improve my personality, right? For my trading skills, I remember it like it was yesterday. My goal for my trading skills was to finish each day with a firm understanding of why the market moved the way that it did. Another goal was to save a copy of each chart and review that chart at the end of each day and review all the charts at the end of each week. Okay, so now step number 3. We know the problems we want to fix, and now we have some very specific goals. Now step 3 is to create a routine that will make those goals happen without you really having to really think about them. Think about it this way. You can create a routine which will build a habit in which results you get will achieve your goal. If your goal is to spend 1 hour a day reviewing your trades, then you need to be clear, right? Free up at least 90 minutes of free time in your daily routine to make sure you have that time available no matter what happens during the day. This is critical, right? When you create your routine, make sure you leave little room here and there just in case the computer crashes on you, right? Don't back everything up back to back to back in your daily routine, right? Leave what I call room for fires, right? The computer's not working. The phone won't stop ringing. Somebody needs your help doing something else, whatever the case may be, right? But leave that little bit of a buffer zone so you can keep that routine, right, intact. Now, a little bit of word about routine, okay? Choose wisely on this. Be careful because when you create that routine, you're going to build habits, right? And those habits are going to be hard to break. We can create productive habits or we can create destructive habits. So make sure you choose wisely when you create your new routine, right? Spend your time wisely because how you spend the seconds of your day is going to determine, right, what habits you build, and those habits are going to determine, right, whether you're successful or unsuccessful. So choose wisely. Now, step 4, right? That's 5 total steps here. Step 4, you know the problems, right? You have the goals, and now you've created a routine. Now, step 4, tell someone you would be embarrassed to disappoint. Tell someone, right, that you'd be embarrassed to let down or to disappoint. Social pressure is more powerful than gravity. People hate to look bad in front of other people, especially people that they trust and admire. So one thing you must do is find someone who can hold you accountable and report back to them at least once a week. And don't be afraid to bribe them with whatever it takes, right? Movie tickets, dinner once a month, right? Babysit their kids, for crying out loud. I don't care, right? But get them to hold you accountable at least once a week, right? Phone call, Skype call, whatever it is, right? So you have to perform your routine, right? Or else they're going to look down on you, right? And don't be afraid, again, like I said, don't be afraid to incentivize it because, people are busy, right? So don't be bashful about that. Now, once we have that person who will hold you accountable to it, right? This person doesn't have to be a trader. In fact, it's probably better they're not a trader, right? That way you can't, swindle your way through explaining why you didn't do certain things, right? So make sure that person is someone who doesn't need to be a trader, but someone who will be good at holding you accountable. Now's the hardest part, right? Step 5. Now you have to believe you can do this. Now, this reminds me, believe you can do this. This reminds me of that guy like 100 years ago, right, who broke the 4-minute mile. Bannister, Roger Bannister. I never saw the movie, but remember that? Nobody thought it could be done. Nobody thought you could run under 4 minutes for a mile, which I think is just crazy fast, but nobody thought it could be done until he did it. And then everyone started running a 4-minute mile, right? Now 4 minutes is a slow mile, right? So that's what you need. You need someone who's already run that 4-minute mile, somebody you can look up to and right that will make you believe, well, if he can do it, I can do it as well, right? Someone to look up to has already done this before, so you can actually see that it can be done. The final step is to believe, right? And to do that, you got to find a mentor, right? That mentor, someone who's done it, right? And that mentor should be someone who can help you with your trading strategy and your mindset. Now, most of the time, this mentor, right, this person who you can look up to, right, this person who's run your 4-minute mile, so to speak, most of the time, these are two different people. You know, one for your strategy and one for your mindset. You might just get lucky, though, and find someone on YouTube, maybe, right, they can help you with both. Your job is to find that person, hang on for dear life, and never let go until you're successful in the wake of their success. Okay? So 5 things we covered. We've covered a lot in this video, right? And I know I'm taking up a lot of your time. Let's recap real quick. The single most important factor of being successful is to develop the skills and the personality traits needed to achieve success and keep the success, right? That's the hard part. To do that, you need to make changes to our personality and to our skill sets. Changes are hard for human beings, right? And the most effective way to make change is through goal setting. So there are 5 steps, right, to this goal setting strategy. What are they? Write down the problems you want to fix. Set specific goals that will fix those problems. Create a daily, weekly, monthly routine to create habits. Tell a friend, right, you don't want to disappoint, right? And believe in yourself by finding a mentor that you can model your actions after. Guys, I hope today's lesson helps you reach the goals you're dreaming about. I know it went a little bit longer than I normally do, but I think we covered a lot. Remember, you can always post comments below the video if you need any help along the way. And also remember too, I am always looking for new ideas for these videos. So don't be afraid to post a comment below, hit the like button, but post a comment below and let me know what other topics you need help with on our next Trader's Mindset. My name is Joseph James. I want to thank you so much for stopping by the office here this afternoon here in Los Angeles. I will look forward to seeing you in the next video. Don't forget my nightly newsletter and join that free trial at schooloftrade.com. Adios, amigos. Bye-bye for now.